Hallelujah.
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 Giving all honor and praise to you, O great King. The power of our forefathers, the power of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, the great man and revealed one, the most high, maker, only possessor of all things and everything. Heavenly Father, we humbly come before you, asking for your love, your kindness, and your understanding. Asking you to forgive us of our sins and the sins of our forefathers, O great King. Heavenly Father, allow us to glorify, magnify, and exalt your high and holy name. For you alone are excellent, and there is none like unto you, O Heavenly Father. Please give us the zeal and the understanding to glorify and magnify your holy and high name, O great King. Thanking you, Father, for the things that you bestowed upon us, O great King. Thanking you for our lives and the lives of our little ones, O great King. Thanking you for the lives of Kobe, Israel, and the four corners of the earth, O great King. Praying and hoping, O great King, that you will make us all steadfast and good servants unto you, O Heavenly Father. Heavenly Father, we ask that you will put wisdom and the words into the mouth of the teacher, O great King, so that he can glorify and magnify your name, O Holy God. Heavenly Father, God should protect him and cause him to be perfect in his delivery, O great King. Giving all honor and praise to you in your high and holy name. Hallelujah.
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 Amen.
Amen.
First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, all praise, all glory to God, Elohim, Melech HaOlam, founder of living water, maker, owner, creator, possessor, everything. Secondly, I want to give much respect to Chief Prince Support, Reigns of Bulu, the founder leader, Shema Yisrael. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Welcome, family, to another Torah portion. In this portion right here, we have Bamidbar, which means in the wilderness. We're going into the book of Numbers. If you were with us in the past, you would understand that we finished the book of Bereshit, the book of Shemot, and the book of Leviticus. And at this point, with this portion we're going into, now it's time to get organized. This is very exciting for me. That's why I got on my camos, let y'all know it's back to wartime, it's back to military campaigning. It's not how it used to be, where we're going to read mainly about laws and statutes and commandments because we were given that. The Creator has given us instruction. He's told us how we have to create, how we have to be with our brothers. He gave us rules and laws on how we have to treat him and how we address him. And now we're about to go into enemy territory. Up until this point, we was in the wilderness of Mount Sinai. Now we're about to embark on a military campaign. And anybody that's ever been in any type of situation where you're in enemy territory, or where there's a problem, or where there's a situation where you got to prepare for war, prepare for drama, you know you have to be organized. Reading this portion, it took me back to when I was younger. And when I used to go places with my older brother and the little things he used to school me on in the Jews, and I used to do the way he joke a lot. I used to be like, yo, why are you not joking now? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? And he used to say, when you're moving in the streets, because we grew up in Brownsville, Brooklyn in the 90s, so it was tough out there. Like everybody, if you wasn't holding it down, you didn't have to be super tough. But if you wasn't holding it down, they'd take your lunch money every day. So he told me, he was like, yo, man, when you're moving through the streets, it's a different way you gotta be. You can't be how you used to be. You can't be as lax. You gotta be attentive. You gotta be aware. You gotta always be on point. And when you say less, people have more fear of the unknown. So all these loosey-goosey movements and the joking and the laughing, people see you, the wolves see you as you're a victim, you're a mark. But when you're moving through and you organize and you militant and y'all both on point, it's a different vibe that you give. It's a different energy that you give, where people are less likely to try you. People are less likely to come after you in that manner. And that's what the Creator is about to give us right now. The Creator in this book right here is giving us organizational skills. He's giving us structure. He's giving us leadership right now, because that's what the nation needs. That's what Black people need in a time like this. So for all the people who sit and they scoff and they say, oh, that's just a book and this and the white man gave it to you, sit back, you might learn something. Because what we're about to do is we're about to go into the history of our people. I know some of y'all seen before, Birth of a Nation. Well, this is Birth of a Nation right here. This is birth of your nation. If you're the Black man, you're the Black woman in America. If you're the Latino man in this country. This is the birth of your nation. This is your history. This is what happened before you got off them shit. This is how we once became great, and this is what we're seeking to become. And as I always say in any other Torah class, once you get this, Lord, once you get this knowledge and wisdom and understanding, you are no different than the people that was in the wilderness at Sinai, because your options now are only to do or die. So without further ado, we're going to start off in the book of Numbers, chapter 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And it reads on this wise. Y'all spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tent of meetings on the first of the second month, in the second year after the exodus from the land of Egypt, saying, take a census of the entire assembly of the children of Israel according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of the names, every male according to their head count. From 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the region of Israel. Start right there. I had questions before when they asked what book was I reading now. This is a Stone Editions Tanakh. So if you want to understand, if you have an understanding of why some of my translations may be different from yours, we're going to be reading out of a Stone's Editions Tanakh. This is one with actual commentary in it. I don't weigh too heavily on the commentary. I'll go to the elders for my commentary on this one right here. But as far as this is a Stone Editions Tanakh. The first line of this is really important because it gives context, something that we need to understand. As always, we go over the who, the what, the when, the where, and we do not ask why. So the who is speaking is the Most High. He's speaking to Adon Moshe, and he's telling Adon Moshe to give instructions to the children of Israel. That's important for one reason. The Most High has order. He doesn't speak to 150,000 people or 600,000 people. He's dealing with one man that he appointed over everybody else. That's the first sign of order. So you got to get the information through Adon Moshe. Another point why it's important is if you read in books prior, if you're going to read further ahead, you went further ahead of us later in the book of Numbers, you have rebellions against Adon Moshe, which we're going to get to in our Torah portion. But that's very disrespectful saying that this is who the Creator spoke to. He didn't say speak to the children of Reuben or the Levites is going to stray away from Adon Moshe. He said he spoke to Adon Moshe and told him to speak to the children of Israel. Second one is important because it answers a simple question. This is the words of the Creator. It says, and the Most High spoke unto Adon Moshe. In your book, it says the Lord. But we know when we see capital L-O-R-D, that word is Yah or Yehovah. That's how that word is supposed to be translated. It is not the Christ of the New Testament. So get an understanding of that right there. When you read along, if you have a Stone Editions Tanakh or you have a JPS Editions Tanakh, it's going to say Hashem. If you have a King James or Holy Scripture, it's going to say Lord, but you can substitute that word Lord for Yah every time you read it so you can get context on who's speaking. The what is going to speaking about in this portion, because you said the who, what, where, when. The what is going to be about organizing, making chiefs, making captains, making leaders out of the people, so that way we can be organized, we can be structured, and we can have rank and file. The when is the second year of the Exodus, and the where is in the wilderness at Mount Sinai. Another thing that's important, because we had this question asked before, why do you trace the genealogy through the man? If you go into the book of 2 Chronicles, they have a genealogy there, and it's only done from father to son, from father to son. When you go into here, in this book of Numbers, the Most High didn't say trace it through the man whose mother was a Jew. It said trace it through the children of Israel. The children of Israel are the Israelites, and he says specifically through men. So if you couldn't be verified who your father was or through the line of your father, then you couldn't be accounted to as part of this thing, right? This census that Adon Moshe was speaking. So I'm going to go over that again so we get some understanding. This is Book of Numbers, chapter 1. Let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Y'all spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tent of meeting, on the first of the second month, in the second year after the exodus from the land of Egypt, saying, take a census of the entire assembly of the children of Israel according to their families, according to their fathers' household. Case closed right there. So the Most High is telling you how we actually going to go through this right here. It's according to their father's household. By number of the names, every male, and as it's telling you who he's counting, he's only counting the men in this scenario right here. To their head count. From 20 years up, from 20 years age and up. So this census right here for men that's wartime, you cannot join the army until you are age of 20. So this is what the Adon Moshe is getting instructed, because now we need soldiers. Now it's recruitment time. It's all good when we cross the Red Sea. It's all good when the Exodus happened, when the Most High fought the battles for us. And he's still going to continue to fight battles for us as we read on. But you have to be organized and you have to be ready to partake, and you have to be ready to put some work in. Everything isn't about farming and agriculture. Sometimes you gotta roll in the dirt a little bit. So that's what Adon Moshe is telling the people to prepare themselves for. Take it serious, because we want to know who can defend the nation. Because let me tell you something. This is one thing. If you don't get anything from this portion right here, get this right here. You only own what you can defend. You only own what you can defend. So something that you can't defend, you don't have. And that's not that's an allegorical statement, but it's true when we're talking about as far as men. You should be able to defend things. If you're part of this nation, you should be willing to defend this nation. If you want to be head or leader of a family, then you should be able to defend your family. If you want to be into this Torah and this word, then you should be able to defend this word. If you want to serve this God, this king, this creator, then you should be able to defend this king and this creator. There's no chumps in the nation of Israel. There's no punks out there. So I just want you to get that understanding right there. The Most High is getting us ready to form up. He's giving us organizational skills. And it reads on this wise. Verse 5. These are the names of the men who shall stand on sleep. And you shall be one man, you shall take one man from each tribe, a man who is leader of his father's household. So here's the second criteria. You took a man from each tribe. We have 12 tribes, but you gotta understand we have the split tribe of Joseph, which turns into Ephraim and Manasseh. So you took one man from each of those tribes right there. And those were the men that you made tribal leaders. So they were appointed over the nation, but they will have to be the head of their household. So there's many stipulations with this. So the Most High didn't have us running around all willy-nilly with anybody doing this and anybody saying that. If you've ever been a soldier, if you've ever been a part of anything, you understand when the general speaks, you don't say nothing. When the captain or lieutenant speaks, you don't say nothing. When they ask you to do something, the order just get done. There is no back and forth. There is no debating. There is no laughing. There is no joking. There's no snickering, and there's most importantly, there's no missteps. And there's no insubordinates, and there's no insolence, which is talking back to somebody. And it's no different when it's the men of the Most High, because we have God on our side when we form a structure. When we have leadership, when we roll out Shema Yisrael, the SOGs, and we on the street, it's going to be rank and file. No man is going to walk through our line. Nobody's going to talk on our line. It's going to be order. It's going to be discipline. From the captains down to the lieutenants to the chiefmen. So get that understanding right there. And it reads on this one. These are the names of the men who shall stand with you. For Reuben, Elazar, son of Shadur. For Simeon, Shalumiel, son of Zerishaddai. From Yehuda, Nashon, son of Aminadab. From Yissaschar, Nathanael, son of Zerah. From Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. For the children of Joseph, for Ephraim, Elishama, son of Amahud. For Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. For Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideon. For Dan, Ahaziah, son of Ammishaddai. For Ashar, Pagiel, son of Ochan, from Gad, Elishpa, son of Duel, from Naphtali, Ahara, son of Enan. These were These were the ones summoned by the assembly, the leaders of their fathers' tribes. They are the heads of Israel's thousands. Moses and Aaron took these men who have been designated by their names. So these men right here, I'm going to write these brothers' names down. These don't, because these were major players in the nation. If you came in late and you missed the who, what, where, when, why, we're on the internet. You always have the ability to remark. So I'm going to write it down so we can see how this thing would have broken down. Sleep out, family, bear with me 1 minute. Because we need to know who the tribal leaders were, because one thing that our people have a problem with is taking orders from somebody. And you got to understand, when we go over this portion right here, it's never going to say, and the children of Israel felt this way about the leader. It's never going to say, and the children of Israel said this part right here. It's only telling you what was commanded and what was done, and what happened to the people that didn't do what was commanded. Gonna get a fresh board. This is an active portion. The reason I say that is it's a lot to visualize, and I want to make sure we can get full context of what's going on. So I'm going to be drawing a lot. But first and foremost, I think it's very important that we do this. We get the tribal leaders. Sleep out, family. Let me make this bigger so you can see. Tribal leaders. Once again, read them up.
E-L-I-C-U-L.
Okay.
Shimra. S-H-E-L. Yoga. Zebulun. Z-E.
Nah. Not sure.
Oh, yeah, no, sure. Eliab. Sasko.
Joseph.
Elishama.
Gemalia.
Yeah. Abida. API. DN. Ahira, A-H-I-R-A. A-H-I-R-A.
So, if you can see this clear, family, these are the tribal leaders. These are the chief men that were set over the tribes that were supposed to take the count of the men of the children of Israel from their particular tribe, along with the Don Moshe, because the Creator told the Don Moshe, take a man to be head of each tribe and then take your count. So what we have here is, first, we have Reuben. His tribal leader was Eleazar. We had Simeon. He had Shelumiel. The tribal leader of Judah was Nahshon. From Zebulun, it was Eliab. Joseph was split into two tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh. For the tribe of Ephraim, we have Elishama. From the tribe of Manasseh, it was Gamaliel. He was the tribal leader. From the tribe of Benjamin, we had Abidan. From the tribe of Asher, we have Pagiel. From the tribe of Gad, we have Elisaphat. And from Naphtali, we have Ahira. These are the tribal leaders of the children of Israel. You can take over from there, bro. Read from the top so we can get the names. So we can see who they follow from.
These are the names of the men who established for Reuben. Eliezer, son of Shedeur. For Simeon, Shemuel, son of Zerishadai. For Yehuda, Nahshon, son of Aminadab. For Saskar, Nathaniah, son of Zuar. For Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. For children of Joseph. For Ephraim, Elishama, son of Amihud. For Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedazah. For Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gedoni. For Dan, Ahiezer, son of Amishadai. For Asher, Pagiel, son of Okran. For Gad, Eliasaph, son of Delon. For Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enon. These were the ones summoned by the assembly, the leaders of their fathers' tribes. They are the heads of Israel's thousands. Moshe and Aharon took these men, who had been designated by their names. They gathered together the entire assembly on the first of the second month, and they established their genealogy according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from 20 years of age and up, according to their head count. For Yah had commanded Moshe, he counted them in the wilderness of Sinai. These were the sons of Reuben, firstborn of Israel, their offspring according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names according to their head count. Every male from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out of the legion. Their count for the tribe of Reuben, 46,500. For the sons of Simeon, their offspring according to their families, according to their father's household, its numbers, by number of the names according to their head count. Every male from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. Their count for the tribe of Simeon.
In some translations, you may have army, so don't get lost in translation. Some sheet.
59,300. For the sons of Gad, their offspring according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of the names, from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. Their count for the tribe of Gad, 45,650. For the sons of Yehuda, their offspring according to their families, according to their father's household, by the numbers of names, from ages 20 years and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. Their count for the tribe of Yehuda, 74,600. For the sons of Issachar, their offspring, according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from 20 years and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. They account for the tribe of Issachar, 54,400. For the sons of Zebulun, their offspring, according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. They account for the tribe of Zebulun, 57,400.
Stop right there. Notice, unlike the Jewish men, we're not saying according to Mother Esther or according to your mother's name. This is being traced through your father. This is your father's household, because your father is the head of the household. Israelites, we don't trace our genealogy through your mother. The seed goes through the father. So once again, to reiterate for the person that had the question, why does it not go through the woman? This is one of the reasons why. Like I said, you can also go into the book of Chronicles, where they chronicleize the records of our forefathers, and it's only father, son, father, son, father, son. That's one of the reasons. Some sheep.
For the sons of Joseph, for the sons of Ephraim, their offspring, according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. They account for the tribe of Ephraim, 40,500. For the sons of Manasseh, their offspring, according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from ages 20 and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. They account for the tribe of Manasseh, 32,200. For the sons of Benjamin, their offspring, according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. They account for the tribe of Benjamin, 35,400. For the sons of Dan, their offspring, according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. They account for the tribe of Dan, 62,700. For the sons of Asher, their offspring, according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. They account for the tribe of Asher, 41,500. For the sons of Naphtali, their offspring, according to their families, according to their father's household, by number of names, from 20 years of age and up, everyone who goes out to the legion. They account for the tribe of Naphtali, 53,400. These are the counties that Moshe, Aharon, and the leaders of Israel counted. 12 men, 1 man for his father's household were there. These were all the counties of the children of Israel, according to their father's household, from 20 years of age and up. Everyone who goes out to the legion of Israel, all the counties were 603,550. The Levites, according to their
right there. I want you to get understanding of what's going on here, because you really have to look at this. I don't want you to look at this as just a book, because when you look at it just a book, you can miss a lot. Imagine these men lining up, because they're not just going 1, 2, 3, holding their hand up. These men have to be organized. These men have to be on point at attention as they go through and they make the count. And it takes a lot to go through and count 43,000 men, 500 people. So get an understanding. You have to get an image in your head that there's 600,000 men there standing, and they have to answer for their father's household if they're over the age of 20 lined up for the army. So don't just look at this as, oh, this is just book of numbers. Because when I used to read it, I saw the title numbers. I better skip over this. He's just going through numbers. It's very important, because if you ever seen a military movie or a military setting, even when they take roll call, even at the police station, when they go through roll call, it's like this. It's not a bunch of people, yeah, I'm number 32, I'm over here, I'm 16. Everybody is on point as they're doing this count. In the same way the reader is projecting it, they had to record that back to the Dome Moshe. So it's for the tribe of Naphtali, 43,500 people. For the tribe of Dan, 52,500 people. For the tribe of Asher, 63,400 people. This is how these things are being portrayed, because the Creator only does things in rank and file in order with discipline. It's not willy-nilly. The farmers over there, I counted you, and You can go back home. You might have to stand on line a day or two, an hour or two, 3 hours or two, until they got that count right. Because this is for the Most High. This wasn't just anything to be done. But once again, if you get this understanding, this is the birth of a nation. And you only have what you can defend. And if you can't defend your people, if you can't defend your woman, if you can't defend your God, then you don't have the right to have it. So the Most High is gearing you up and prepping you and preparing you to be ready to take what's yours, because you're about to go into enemy territory. And anybody that's been on the streets, once I say, you don't move the way in your comfort zone that you move when you're in the streets. Like I said before, when I went with my brother places, it was things he told me. We was walking down the street with a group of dudes coming at us, and he was like, I'll move. I was a young dude. He's like, yo, why you move for, man? I was like, yo, they was coming at us. Nah, man. You gotta stand strong. We deep, man. I said, it's two of us. Nah, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you gotta be. And you know what I'm talking about, Frank. You know the days I'm talking about. You was walking down the street, and there was a group of dudes. The dudes that moved out the way were seen and saw. And this is the same etiquette the Most High is giving us now. You got to be ready for wartime. This is why I got the camera on. This is a different portion right here. This ain't 10 pins and curtains. This is ready to strap up to go to war. You can't overlook this right here. This is the formation of your army. This is the formation of your defense. Later, when we go on to the portion, you're going to see how we moved out. We didn't move with 600,000 people just wandering, laughing, and joking. Just the same way you in the streets. When you with your mans, like I said before, my older brother told me, I was like, I don't have a joke, man. Mad funny in the house. He's like, listen, the less people know about you in the streets, the better. You gotta move in silence. You gotta move like this on point. And that I learned that as I went on my devils, because he wasn't always there for me. So I understood, even if I wasn't strapped up or gripped up, you go through a neighborhood, you fake it till you make it, but you present yourself that way, and people are less likely to try you. So when you organize, you got the element on surprise in your favor. People don't really know how to come at you because they're like, he moving like something is up. Like I don't know if he got something, but if he don't, he crazy. So let's leave that brother alone. But if I go through on the phone, yo, this is crazy, they're like, just rob this fool right here. He blinging too. We got him. As soon as he come out the store, we gonna get him. So this is the Most High telling you, you gotta get organized. And this is the same way it's gonna be now. It didn't say they like the person that they put over them. It didn't say, oh, and they voted for who they wanted to be the leader. No, the Most High set an order. If they're the leader of the household, they're gonna be the tribal leader, and this is how we're gonna do it. Right. And you know it wasn't on New Jack either. These are brothers with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So it wasn't the 16-year-old cat or the internet prophet who got out there. These was men that was ready to put in work and that knew something about the Creator, knew something about the Most High. So with that term sheet.
The Levites, according to their father's tribe, were not counted among them. Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, but you shall not count the tribe of Levi, and you shall not take a census of them among the children of Israel. Now you appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony. Over all its utensils and over everything that belongs to it. They shall carry the tabernacle and all its utensils, and they shall minister to it.
And don't think that these brothers were soft because they wasn't out there front lining. Because one of the most diligent tasks you have to do is go out where the Creator stands, where the Creator chooses to place his name. Because as Prince Nat always says, when somebody wants to demoralize you, they conquer you spiritually. The Greeks understood that. The Romans understood that. Conquer them spiritually, and that's how we can take them down. If you look into the movie Persia, 300, the Persians' philosophy was do whatever you want, man. I don't care what you do. You follow what I'm saying? Just pay us our money. And that's but the Greeks and the Romans are like, nah, we want to demoralize you. So when we conquer your God, when we take that over, when we broke it, because remember, God, Yah is our power. It says it in the book, Yah, your power. So when you can't defend when your power chooses to place its name, what is it? How do women look at you? If we was at Shema, if people could come in this place and desecrate it and disrespect it, how would our wives look at us? And we gonna get up there and say prayers the next day? You know how ridiculous that look? We hear some Gentiles run up in Shema Yisrael, disrespect us, blaspheme the Creator, slap the altar over, do all type of ridiculous stuff. We can get it 5 minutes later and pray. Adon, would you be down for that? I wouldn't sign up for that. Would you sign up for that, Adon?
Not at all.
So this is why the Most High said, nah, they got to put in a different type of work. They gonna hold us down. So don't think they neighborhood watch the movie. They putting in actual work. Because if you ran down on a Levite, you're gonna be put to death if you was where you wasn't supposed to be pertaining to that temple. It wasn't, let me sneak peek in there, let me go see what's going on. Your portion was your portion, and their portion was their portion. Tongue sheet.
When the tabernacle journeys, the Levite shall take it down. And when the tabernacle encamps, the Levite shall erect it. And
there was an order. It wasn't just knock it down. There was a specific way things had to be dealt out, because that's how the Creator deals with us, with order, structure, rank, and fact. Tongue sheet.
And an alien who approaches shall die.
What? So hold on. So that means the Gentiles could just run in there and just do whatever and disrespect. They could touch the showbread and slap the menorah and blow out the lights. They could do all that, right? What is that? The alien that what? Read that.
The alien who approaches shall die.
So the alien that means there was no encroachment. That means there was no disrespect. And that also means they had to be strapped up too. They wasn't playing games with you. Yeah, they administered for the Most High, but they also was able to defend themselves. And that's what we got to understand. If you want to get the respect of your community back, if you want to get the respect of your women back, show them you can defend them. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go into a little political stuff. The reason why all these police killings is on TV now ain't because they want to stop it. It's to induce fear. It's to make you one step hesitant when you see your brother afflicted. The Lord said we can't stand by and see our brother's bloodshed. But if you keep seeing that imagery of brother getting shot, God get acquitted, nothing happened, psychologically that's going to weigh on you. That's going to weigh on you. You're like, I don't got no way out. I don't got no way out. But I can't speak for everyone, but I know here we take a vow, we're going to die for our women. We're going to die for our children. We're going to die for the Creator. And I know every brother in here trust and believe that we all feel the same way. So with that being said, you really got to get into this right here. And you really got to change your mind state when you read this. Because this is showing you self-defense. This is showing you how to defend your people. And if you can't, I don't care what nation you're from, if you can't defend it, you might as well not even talk about it, because it's useless. And the Most High is giving you your self-defense here, and He's helping us. And when we get a divine order from the Creator, who could break us up? Who could break up our structure? Who could break up our military strategies? Remember, we weren't the greatest nation. So we had to be organized, along with having the Creator on our side, because we went against 7 nations mightier than thou. According to the Most High, we still was able to beat them. So get into this portion, family. Don't look at this as just counting off numbers. Look at this as a military roll call. Imagine you got an ancient scroll and you open it up and you see a military roll call and you see how dudes got to get up, line up, and be ready for war. Some shit.
The children of Israel shall encamp.
What chapter are we in? Still one?
Yeah, so chapter 1, verse
Some
2.
shit.
The children of Israel shall encamp, every man at his camp, and every man at his bed, according to their legions. The Levites shall encamp around the tabernacle of testimony, so that there shall be no wrath upon the assembly of children of Israel. And the Levites shall safeguard the watch of the tabernacle of the testimony. The children of Israel did everything that Yah commanded Moshe. So did they do.
So the Levites held down home base. And the Levite job was important because, you know, we got a curious, retarded people. And sometimes I gotta say that because we the only people that the Most High will forbid you to be a certain place and they will try to go there. You get what I'm saying? They don't understand don't trespass in signs in Israel. So you need somebody at the gate with a sword to let you know you're gonna get killed if you take one more step. This ain't for you. This is holy ground right here. You a herdsman, go deal with the sheep. You a soldier, go watch the war. But right now, this is what we do. This is how we administer. This is our service to the Creator. So get an understanding on that. Don't think that they were running around like the Catholic Church with a little beanie on their head, sprinkling water all the time. These were tough men. These were men that was ready to put in some work too. Some sheep. It just wasn't their calling to do it how we had to do it. It wasn't from a Levitical tribe. Some sheep. Now let me get in the book of Numbers, chapter 2. Let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Y'all spoke to Moses and Aaron saying, once again, this is stamped, so you know it's certified. The first line in the book should tell you who is speaking. And you're going to get that in the Torah. You do not get that in the Quran. You do not get that in the New Testament. You don't get that in the Book of Mormon. You don't get that in the Book of the Dead. This is the creator of heaven and earth. And for the fools out there that do not believe in the creator of heaven and earth, I have a simple question. When I saw this on Facebook, this was really interesting. The dude was like, do you believe in intelligent design? God said, no. He said, so could you make an apple for me right now? He says, what? I can't. He said, it's stupid. It's not difficult to do. Anybody can do it. If you don't believe in intelligent design, if you don't believe that there's an engineer, there's an architect here that sat and took a seed and showed that photosynthesis is going to make it grow when it's in the proper soil and it needs the proper sunlight and it needs the proper water, and you put the molecular structure together so it can turn into an apple and get a specific texture in the skin, then you should be able to do that. But if you can't do that, then you can't tell me there is no creator. Because a lot of people under the assumption that this is some book the white man gave us. This don't got hot science in it. This don't got military strategies in it. This don't got how we conduct ourselves with each other. I'll tell you one thing. If we did this alone, we wouldn't fall us in most of these conditions. We could shut down, and I got to give Chief Cap Hepburn credit for it. He says, you know, we can shut down the country by just not doing what we do on Saturday. Just not shopping on Saturday. You shut down the economy right there. You don't need your boycott strategy. That's it. We're just not going to buy on Saturday. We're not going to buy on Friday night. But I'm going to go one step further. Do you understand that we wouldn't have foreigners ruling over us if we just went by the Lord of Most High? The Most High says, appoint not a foreigner over you. Because the Creator understood something. The Creator understood something, and he understood we're super compassionate and we're super accepting, and we think everything is good for everybody. And a person pretty much outside of an Israelite has to show us their wicked for us to understand that they don't got the greatest intention for us. So the Most High gave us a safeguard. Appoint not a foreigner over you. And just by doing that right there, it can change the whole dynamic of what's going on with our people. But we don't want to go to this book right here. The Creator says it's not in heaven where you got to go get it. It's not in the waters underneath. It's nigh unto you. You know what nigh unto you? You can go to a sleazy motel, the Bible right there. You follow what I'm saying? You go to the galaxy got the Bible. Right in the top. Not that I've been there, I'm just saying I've heard. The galaxy got the Bible. So anywhere you go, this book is going to be there with you. It may be the Greek book attached to it, but the truth is always around. It's just whether you want to go into it, deep dive into it, and see what you can take from it. So, go to tongue sheet. We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 2, verse 1. Let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
God spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, the children of Israel shall encamp, each man by his banner, according to the insignia of his father's household, at a distance surrounding the tent of meeting shall they encamp. So here we go. I'm going to do it prayer. I'm going to do it. Pick that up. Come shoot me. I got it. Hold on.
The children of Israel shall encamp, each man by his banner, according to the insignias of his father's household. At a distance surrounding the tent of meeting shall they encamp. Those who encamp to the front at the east shall be the banner of the camp of Yehuda, according to their legions. And the leader of the children of Yehuda is Nahshon, son of Amminadab. Its legion in their count.
Stop right there. So now we're getting sects and subsects. We have the tribal leaders, but now he's breaking us down even further so we can get more organized. Because one of the reasons the Persian military lost, if you study history, is because Xerxes couldn't command his army. It was too many people to command. They wasn't organized. So it didn't matter to have 500 million soldiers if nobody could beat, if you couldn't communicate to them. And people will take advantage of that lack of communication and that dysfunctionality and that lack of organizational skills. So the Most High is telling this is how we're going to encamp around, and then later on we're going to show you how we move out. But this is how we ought to lay around the tent of meeting. Come shoot. On the eastward side. So we're going to go here. East, north, west, south. Come shoot.
Those encamping there are the tribe of Issachar. The leader of the children of Issachar is Nathaniah, son of Zuar. Its legion in their count are 54,400. The tribe of Zebulun and their leader of the children of Zebulun is Eliab, son of Helon. Its legion in their count are 57,400. All those counted for the camp of Yehudah are 186,400. According to their legions, they shall be the first to journey.
Hold on. Some should read something. I read that again, though. The last time, all those encamped in the tribe of Yehudah.
All those counted for the camp of Yehudah are 186,400. According to their legions, they shall be the first to journey.
So here we go. On the eastward side, we have the tribe of Yehudah. The leader of that tribe, of this sect, or set as they would call it, is Judah. Issachar is in it, and Zebulun is in it. They are the first to journey. So when they move out, this is a military formation. They go first. Some sheep.
The banner of the camp of Reuben shall be to the south. According to their legions, the leader of the children of Reuben, Eliezer, son of Shadur, its legion in their count are 46,500. Those encamping there are the tribe of Simeon. The leader of the children of Simeon is Shemuel, son of Zerishadai. Its legion in their count are 59,300. In the tribe of Gad, the leader of the children of Gad is Elisab, son of Reuel. Its legion in their count are 45,650. All those counted for the camp of Reuben are 151,450. According to their legions, they shall be the second to journey.
So you mean to tell me these Negroes had structure? You mean to tell me it wasn't all willy-nilly? We wasn't just moving around all crazy. We were wandering like they show us in the movies. It's just 600,000 people just walking through. No, it was organized. The Most High, if you understand military formations, you got this, you got your flank cover, you got everything taken care of. These are the vanguards, right? This is the first infantry. These are the first men out. If you know Marines and anything, the Marines go first. You follow what I'm saying? So they taking a flank. They got your back. They got everything covered coming up front. So the first wave of men moving out would be 186,400 soldiers. Because these are soldiers. These aren't normal men. The next flank would be 151,450 men moving out. So this is how they're going to move it. We're going to go to the next study of the order. Some shit.
Until the meeting, the camp of the Levites shall journey in the middle of the camp. As they encamp, so shall they journey, everyone at his place, according to their banners.
Some shit.
The banner of the camp of Ephraim, according to their legions, shall be to the west. And the leader of the children of Ephraim is Elishama, son of Amihu. Its legion in their count are 40,500. Those encamping near him are the tribe of Manasseh. The leader of the children of Manasseh is Gamaliel, son of Behuza. Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. Its legion in their count are 32,300. The tribe of Benjamin and the leader of the children of Benjamin is Abidan, son of Gedoni. Its legion in their count are 35,400. All those counted for the camp of Ephraim are 108,100. According to their legions, they shall be the third to journey.
They're the third to journey. What's the number, Don?
108,100.
108,100. So right here, as we see, we have the 10 meetings set up. You have the tribe of Yehudah. They are the head over these men. It's always organized. The Creator does everything organized. organized. So you can't come and say, well, I don't want to. No, this wasn't a question. Well, I get along, I'm an Issacharite. I get along better with somebody from Binyamin. I don't like Zebulun. They didn't ask you that. That wasn't the problem. They said, this is how it's going to get broken down. And if you understand the tribal leaders, then you definitely understand who was over who. So we're going to go a step further. I'm going to give you the tribal leaders with this too. So Nashon was captain or chief or tribal leader over Judah. So not only did he run Judah, he also, the men from Yisachar and Zebulun had to answer to him because they were under Yehuda's banner. So understand, this book is deep. But if you want to look at it for just numbers, that's all it's going to be. Because that's how I first looked at it. And to praise the Most High, the Creator, he gave me this understanding. Like I looked at it, I read this, I said, wait, this isn't just numbers getting spewed. This is a military strategy right here. This is the Creator telling you, no, we got order in this thing right here. We're not moving crazy. So you had Nashon, who was over Yehuda, Yisachar, Nathaniel, he was the head of that. And then you had Zebulun, who was Eliab. So these men had to answer him when it came to this right here. So he would be chief over these two men right here. These men would be chief over the 43,000. Wait, so let's get the numbers. Nashon was chief over 186,400 men in total. He was also chief over his soul tribe when he split up, which was 74,600 people. Then you got Nathaniel, he was chief over Issachar. Issachar had 54,400 men. Then you had Eliab, who was chief over Zebulun. He had, got my glasses with me, so can't even see my hand right there. 7,400 men. But you know what? These two men needed. You know what it was like to take an order from a man when you got 54,000 men behind you? That took a different type of rubber at you. You dig what I'm saying? Because you gotta go humble before him. You follow his son. Yo. It's a dome. What do you want us to do, dome? You need this right there. So everything is in order. Everything is in order. These two men right here, when they made a move, they had to go answer to him because they was under the ban of Yehuda. And it's the same thing for Reuben. We're gonna give you the chief man of that one and show you who is running this camp right here. In Reuben, we have Slika Elazar. Then you have for Simeon, Shalumiel. And then you have for Gad, Elisab. So once again, just to give you another breakdown, Elisab for Gad was head over 45,650 men. Simeon, it was Shalumiel, he was head over, 59,300 men. But none of that mattered when it came to Elisab, because they went and answered to him. So he was chief over these two men right here, just like they had to answer this man right here, which was the Don Nashon. And here we go to Ephraim and Manasseh. Ephraim, the head again, was sleep our family. Okay, here we go. Elishama. And then we have Gamaliel from Manasseh. And then we have Benjamin, who was Abidan. So just because you're the chief of your people, you're the chief of Benjamin, you still have to answer to somebody, which shows you never outgrow taking orders in this nation. No matter what you do, no matter who you are, you're never too big to take an order from another person. So not only is this humbling from a leader standpoint, it also shows well organizational skills, shows we weren't just moving on willy-nilly. The tribe, the banner of Yehuda, not the tribe, the men who flew under the banner of Yehuda was the first people out. Then they came from the south. You had Reuben, they were the second people out. From the west, you had the banner of Ephraim, they were the third people out. And now we're going to go to the north.
The banner of the camp of Dan shall be to the north, according to their legions. The leader of the children of Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, its legion in their count are 62,700. Those encamping near him, the tribe of Asher. The leader of the children of Asher is Pagiel, son of Okran. Its legion in their count are 41,500. The tribe of Naphtali. And the leader of the children of Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. Its legion in their count are 53,400. All those counted for the camp of Dan are 157,600. They shall be the last to journey according to their banners.
157,000 what?
400.
400. So paint this picture right here, family. You have 186,400 men under the banner of Yehuda, the first one out. Then from the south, these men are going to stay and hold their position. You're going to have the banner of Reuben. They're going to be out. Then you're going to have the banner of Ephraim. They're going to be out. And last is the banner of Dan. They're going to be out. But also, we have the Levites who actually are they encamp closer to the tent of meeting. That's why you won't see them until we get into the next chapter. But they're actually around this right here. And they have their flank. And the Dome Moshe and the Dome Haron holds down the front. So the way it's going to move is this right here, and the last one out is the middle of the north. Some sheep.
These are the counters of the children of Israel, according to their father's household. All the counters of the camp, according to their legions, 603,550. The Levites were not counted among the children of Israel, as Yah had commanded Moshe. The children of Israel did everything Yah had commanded Moshe. So they encamped according to their banners, and so they journeyed.
And stop right there. All these men answered to a Dome Moshe, who answered to the Most High. So this is why it's such a ridiculous notion when you go later on and you see the Reubenites and some of the Levites really trying to get up against the Dome Moshe, because you gotta understand, if you saw the Torah lesson that I had did, or the Shabbat lesson that I had did, and understood why the Most High had to destroy these men. With an order like this, with structure like this, and men can go whisper against the Dome Moshe and say, you take too much on yourself, we want to do this, we want to do that, that's blasphemy. Because you cause dissension in the ranks. You follow what I'm saying? And that's something that you can't have in the military. Because we were not just a nation of people moving out. We had our women and our children with us, and the brothers that couldn't be in the army because they wasn't of age, the young men, but we were an army too. We had a defense system too. So when you got somebody questioning the general, then we have a problem. You have to go. I don't care if you're in the street gang. I don't care if you're in a prison gang. I don't care if you're in the army. I don't care if you're the police. I don't care what you do. Anytime there is a designated leader and there are people in the ranks talking about this person, they have to go. It's not an action. They have to go. Nothing works with something like that because the army is only run off respect. But no, when we take an order from a chief or a prince, we don't have to do that. But it's the respect that puts us in that position where we respect the chief, we respect the prince, we respect the captain, and that's why we move how we move. Correct? Yes or no, don't? Willingly be doing. So when you have people going against that principle and saying, why are we doing this? That's disrespect. Because you got somebody who's not bought in. Anything you do, when you're on a basketball team, when you're on a football team, any organization you win, you got to buy into the philosophy of the person that's leading. So when you go to a football team and you got a player who just doesn't get it, he has to go because he's going to question what the offensive coordinator does. We're going to make you question what the head coach is doing. We're going to make you question what the GM is doing. We're going to make you question what the owner is doing. And that tears the team apart. It's the reason why they say somebody is a cancer in the locker room, because that Negro don't just sit to himself with his problems. He sits and really, in the military, you don't got the right to go to your general and say, why are we doing this? You're a soldier. You do what you told. There's no questions asked. Go kill him, you go kill that man. That's it. I'll figure it out maybe when the creator moves me up the ranks. So when you have a situation where God is stirring discourse, then he has to go because he's going to go to another sucker, and then he's going to recruit another sucker, and then he's going to recruit another sucker. And this is why I told you during the Shabbat lesson, when you really go into it, this had to be brewing longer than that day. Look at this order, don't. Do it look like somebody can get, first of all these tribes weren't even together. Really think about that right there. It was Reuben and Levi that went and did it when they ran up against the Dome Moshe. So you had to be really secretive because if they, listen, I couldn't sit with them. I couldn't be with them. We had to encamp certain places when we were soldiers. We were all point as matter of fact, that was at the flank, that was at the lowest part. But Dome Moshe and the Dome Aharon stays here. So when you come to them, you really lost your mind. You follow what I'm saying? So if you go back on the Shabbat lesson till you get the reference point, I believe it's Numbers, what is it, 18 or 16, where they came up against Adon Moshe, and that's why the Most High, for people that don't have understanding, Sister Miriam and Adon Aharon, it was so wrong what they did when they was whispering against Adon Moshe, because you got to understand, you moving out with a troop, you moving out like this, and you got somebody talking about Adon Moshe's wife. You know how ridiculous that statement is? A lot of the Torah don't make sense until you get deeper into the Torah. You may not see that story as just a big deal, and people couldn't see while it's emphasizing on that story how sick the mind of the Israelites are for even questioning the Adon Moshe. But when you read this portion right here, you see he was the general of our army. You're talking about the general wife, you're not ridiculous. You might even talking about the boss's wife or your company. The CEO of your company, you talking about his wife. And they catch you and you within earshots of people. Is the Lord not? Don't curse the devil. So he couldn't hear what you were saying, but the Most High had to come to defend that. He had to come and set things right. You know why? Because these things can't spread. Because little gossip stuff like that, they get around and then people like, oh, he leading us. He ain't really sold out for the nation. Why he got that up? I'm sleeping out. What was it, Dome Moshe's Isha? She was a Cushite. Zipporah, sleep out. She was a mother. Zipporah was a Cushite. So could you imagine how this looked to soldiers where they all got Israelite wives? You talking about 603 men? He telling you this, he got a Cushite kid. You wouldn't question it until a sucker put that thought in your mind. But when a sucker comes to you saying, hey, he got a Cushite wife, is he really for us? How I know he won't turn us over to Cush if we go in war? Is he? You get me? This is the foolish thoughts that Israelites have, and this is why you got to read the whole book to get a full understanding. Because these things, if certain things don't offend you, you haven't got deeper into the book yet. But when you read things and things offend you and you take it personally, it shows you how to conduct yourself in your modern day life, and it shows you why it was so bad back then. That's when you get to the point where you get to understand. You're like, he said that about him. You get what I'm saying? But if you don't look at it like at Adon Moshe as the general of the army, and he was just a meek guy, I was like, yeah, they was joking. It wasn't no big deal. That was the general. That's why it was a big deal. So tell me, shit, bro.
Okay. Every man according to his families, by his father's household. Numbers chapter 3, verse 1. These are the offspring of Aharon and Moshe on the day Yah spoke with Moshe at Mount Sinai. These are the names of the son of Aharon. The firstborn was Nadab, and Abihu, Nadab, and Abihu, and Elazar, and Ithamar. These were the names of the son of Aharon. They anointed Kohanim, whom he inaugurated to minister. Nadab and Abihu died before Yah when they offered an alien fire before Yah in the wilderness of Sinai.
Nadab and Abihu, for people who just missed the Torah portion, they were the sons of Adon Aharon. They got a little too excited and they got a little too sauced up. And they offered a strange fire, meaning it wasn't the proper mixture of oils and elements that the Most High ordained. And you got to get this understanding, people. The further you get in this truth, the further the elevations are, the closer you get to the Creator, the less and the smaller the margin of error is for you. You don't have the margin of error that a farmer does, because the farmer's not that nigh unto the Creator. I'm not saying he's not in tune with the Creator. I'm saying his calling isn't what your calling is. So imagine this right here. If you're the CEO of a company and your vice president is just doing all type of crazy stuff, he's gonna set a trend where everybody under him says, he's the vice president. If he's doing it, I mean, well, why am I coming to work on time? He late every day. So the margin of error gets smaller, the higher and the closer you get to the Creator. These men minister to the Creator. So you can't go offering up strange and just making mistakes. And it was carelessness because they were sipping on some scissor. You get what I'm saying? They had that King Cobra in the tent and they was getting wrecked. They was drinking that crazy horse. So you can't do that. You got to come to the Creator with a sound mind. When I'm about to come teach, I wouldn't say I'm ministering before the people, but if I can give a comparison humbly, that will be the closest thing I can do in my time. When I come before the people, I can't partake in everything mentally. I can't do the things that a normal person would do. I try to really keep my mind clear and keep my thoughts on the Creator so I can get in tune to get what he's trying to tell me. Because if I'm in on Instagram and I'm looking at the booty girls, there's no way I can come 5 minutes later to like, yeah, praise be the Most High, and think he's really dealing with it. You follow what I'm saying? So you have to have a certain mindset when you come before this King. Your mind has to be clear. I'm talking about void. You the only thing you focused in, you got tunnel vision. It's the Creator, the Creator, the Creator. And that day wasn't a good day, but that's an example for us to see. You can't come before this King doing what you want to do. You can't come before the King with the scissor and the King Cobra and all that. You got to come before, right? You got to be on point. Tell me.
And they had no children, but Eleazar and Ithamar ministered during the lifetime of Aharon their father. Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, bring near the tribe of Levi and have it stand before Aharon.
Stop right there. I'm going to go over this again, because this is a point that I keep driving home, because you won't see this anywhere else. And this is why we hold the dome Moshe near and dear. Listen to these words right here. Yah spoke to Moshe saying, this is a direct quote from the Creator, who he's dealing with, who he's talking to. There's no mysteries, no weird visions, none of that crazy stuff. Because the Creator says, I'll speak to the dome Moshe. What is it, pot to pot, mouth to mouth? So this is what the dome Moshe, this is his relationship with the Creator. So you know his steps had to be real fluid and cohesive too when he was dealing with the Creator, because he was as close as you can get. And it says, Yah spoke to Moshe saying, bring near the tribe of Levi and have it stand before Aaron the Cohen, and they shall serve him. They shall safeguard his charge and the charge of the entire assembly before the tent of meeting to perform the service of the tabernacle. So this is their duty. They're not into military work per se, but they do have a portion here. They are spiritual leaders. There are brothers that's atoning for when we are, for lack of a better word, transgress the Most High's laws. This is how we have a connection with the Creator through the Levites. They're dealing with him on a day-to-day basis, because you can't go shed blood and then offer up something like that. I believe the Most High said to Don Moshe, you got too much blood on your hand to build your temple. So it's a certain decorum you got to have when you're dealing with the Creator. None of the Malek Dawid Slikah was an outright murderous beast. It's just that he said, you have too much blood on your hands to build my temple. Solomon has to do that. The man of peace. So this is what these brothers were. Doesn't make King Solomon soft, and it doesn't make the Levites so, but it's just giving you context of what's going on. And it reads on this wise, we're in Numbers chapter 3, verse 3, let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yah spoken to Moses saying, bring in the tribe of Levi and have it stand before Aaron the Cohen. So now the entire tribe of Levi has to stand before Aaron. Now they have to be accounted for. And it says, they shall safeguard his charge and the charge of the entire assembly before the tent of meeting to perform the service of the tabernacle. They shall safeguard all the utensils of the tent of meeting and charge the children of Israel to perform the service of the tabernacle. You shall present the Levites to Aaron and his sons. Present it all day to him. For the children of Israel, you shall appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall safeguard their priesthood. And the alien who who approaches will die. So that's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You wasn't, oh, Moses, I remember. No, I wasn't telling that. You was going to get put down. You came with that foolishness right there. You didn't get starstruck in those moments. Let me see the tenant meeting. You stayed in your lane and you played your post. And it reads on this, while Yah spoke to Moses, saying, behold, I've taken the Levites from among the children of Israel in place of every firstborn in the first issue of every room among the children of Israel, and the Levite shall be mine. For every firstborn is mine. On the day I struck down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified every firstborn in Israel for myself. From man to beast, they shall be mine. I am Yah. 14. Yah spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, count the sons of Levi according to their father's household, key word, to their father's household, not to their mothers. Wasn't done through Mother Zipporah. It was done through your father, through Adon Moshe. Not saying that they did the entire house of Levi. So people go and start a whole new doctrine. But this is showing you the example of how they counted them in. According to their families, every male from 1 month of age up you shall count. Moses counted them according to the word of Yah, as he had been commanded. These were the sons of Levi, by their names, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These were the names of the sons of Gershon according to their families, Libri and Shimeon. The sons of the Kohath according to their families were Amram, Ishar, Hebron, Uzziah. The sons of Merari according to their families were Melah, Mushe. These were the families of the Levites according to their fathers' households. Gershon had the family of the Libnites, and the family of the Shimonites were the Gershonite families. Now listen to this right here. So we have the families of the Levites, and then we're gonna have subsects with them. I don't have enough room on the board because I don't want to erase this, because I have to put some real important information about the Levites to show you how we encamped around the tent of meeting and show you that we had even deeper structure than this right here. So it was always protected. So you had your first line of defense, and listen to how deep this is. This shows you how deep you created it. Your first line of defense was your soldiers, which rightfully so. Your first line of defense should be your soldiers. But if you want to take down Yehuda, you were able to get through these men, because I don't think these men were chumps. Yehuda and Sospen's and Fulon, you had to deal with Adon, Moshe, Aaron, and them. If you had to get through, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'm getting too ahead on that part right there. But just to go into further detail when we get to that portion, I'm going to show you how the Levites encamped around it to give an extra layer of defense. So it wasn't one line of defense. It was actually 2 lines of defense against the enemy attack on the tent of meeting, because most people just don't want to attack you to attack you. In the military strategy, it's not just to fight the fight. You fight to gain territory. That's why the Bloods and the Crips, and I have friends and family in both. However, they are not in a war. They are brothers killing each other. I'm going to tell you the difference. A war is to get strategic advantages and to gain territory. The Bloods and the Crips in East New York and in Brooklyn have been fighting for about 20 years, and they have not gained an extra block. The Crips group is on the left side of Rockaway Avenue if you're in Brooklyn, and the Bloods is on the right side of Rockaway Avenue if you're in Brooklyn. They haven't taken over 1 block. They haven't encroached on the enemy's territory 1 time. They are stationary. That's not a war. That's 2 people killing each other. A war is when you actually gain land from a fight. A war is when you actually gain territory from a fight. A war is when you actually gain resources from a fight. A war is when you actually able to take people, women in the fight. That's when you're going to rape them, but it's part of when they fall to you in war. That's what war is about. War isn't about fighting just to fight. War is to get a strategic advantage. So once again, to my GDs, Vice Lords, Bloods, Crips, you're better off dropping that, coming to the Creator and being a real soldier, being part of a real war. Because we do have a mission for you. We do have stuff for you to do. And you're not foreign and taking orders because you're doing it right now, but you're just not getting anything out of it. So repent and return to the Creator. Because right now what you're doing is foolishness. Once I said again, you've been fighting for 23 years now, but they came in 94. and you had to gain 1 ounce of land. You've never went over Rockaway. If you're a Crip in Flatbush, you never went into Crown Heights and took nothing over. If you're a Blood in Crown Heights, you never went into Flatbush and took a block over. Y'all stay where y'all at. That's not a rule. That's two people throwing darts from across the street. And it reads on this wise. Gershon had the family of the Libanites and the family of the Shimonites. These were the Gershonite families. They count according to the number of every man from the month and the age up. See, from 1 month of age up. Their count was 7,500. The Gershonite families were encamped behind the tabernacle to the west. The leader of the father's household of the Gershonites was Elisab. So Elisab was over the Gershonites, who was over the Shimonites and the Libanites. So understand that right there. So we have another subset right there. The charge of the sons of Gershon in the tent of meeting was the tabernacle. Listen, this is what they had to do specifically, because they could not do someone else's task. This is their specific thing. So sometimes, if you're a soldier, you're a soldier. If you're a reader, you're a reader. If you're a teacher, you're a teacher. If you're an architect, you're an architect. If you're a painter, you're a painter. But the Most High may have a task to do. He may have you paint the tabernacle. He wouldn't have the painter do architecture, because that's not what you specialize in. He's gonna have specialists do things when he wants to, because he wants things done a specific way. And it's done in order when somebody's out of their rank and out of their position. A private can't be a chief. He may can work up to it, but he can't come in and give orders like a chief, because he's not a chief. The chief gives the orders. The prince gives the orders. So you gotta understand, everything the Creator does is done in order. Nothing is done willy-nilly. None is done fly by night. He created the world in order. He gave you the Shabbat in order. He gave you the laws in order. And he gave it to you according to your understanding what you could do. Nothing was just given to you that you couldn't do with it. Everything the Creator gives you is what you can take. So if you get in this lesson right now, you better believe it was meant for you to have it, because you can understand it. And it reads on this wise. The charge of the sons of Gershon in the tent of meeting of the tabernacle and the tent and its coverings. The screen of the entrance of the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, the screen of the entrance of the courtyard that surrounded the tabernacle and the altar and its ropes for all its labor. Kohath had the family of the Amorites. The Amorites, I'm speaking. Amramites. How much you think I said Amorites? Amramites. I'm sorry. The father of Israelites, the family of the Israelites, and the family of the Hebronites, the family of the Uzzielites. These were the Kohathites families, and the number of every male from 1 month of age up was 8,600. The guardian of the charge of the sanctuary, the families of the children of Kohath were encamped on the side of the tabernacle to the south. So, once again, to the south, we're going to erase this right here, because we're getting into more campaign. And you have to understand, the Levite families were always in between the tent and the people, never outside. So I understand for the drawing span purposes, I won't be able to fully present that, but I'm going to try my best. So I need you to continue while I draw this up, my brother. Yeah.
Kohath had the family of the Amramites, the family of the Israelites, and the family of the Hebronites, the family of the Uzzielites. These were the Kohathite families. The number of every male from 1 month of age and up was 8,600. The guardians of the charge of the sanctity. The families of the children of Kohath were encamped on the side of the tabernacle to the south. The leader of the father's household was the Kohathite family was Elizaphan, son of Eziel. Their charge was the ark, the table, the menorah, the altars, and the sacred utensils with which they were ministered, the partition and all its accessories.
Some sheet, so sleep down. The Kohathites had the Aramaites, Hebronites, the Uzzites. Elizaphan was the leader of the Kohathites. So have understanding with that right there. Reuben would actually be south of the Kohathites because they would have lined they had to defend them and they had to defend the temple. So get an understanding with that right there because the soldiers want to take charge of that mission right there. So the soldiers from the Reubenite banner, which was Simeon and Gad, would have to watch over the Kohathites, the Aramites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzites. So they defended men, women, and children with their lives. Some sheep. And one of the things that's important, go ahead. Some sheep.
The leader of the Levite leaders was Eleazar, the son of Aharon, the Kohen, the assignment of the guardians of the charge of sanctity. Merari had the family of the Mahalites and the family of the Mushites. These were the Merari families. They count according to the number of every male from 1 month of age and up was 6,200. The leader of the father's households of the Merari families was Zuriah, son of Abilah. They would have came on the side of the tabernacle.
Stop right there. I'm going to go into why this structure is so important right here. I just spoke to Prince, speaking to Prince Nat for a second. When you go into this right here, you understand, you may remember this, Adam. When we left Egypt, who attacked us? Yeah, the Amalekites. The Amalekites attacked us. And they said they went behind us and killed the men, the old, the women, and the children. So the Most High says, nah, we have to get some order now. I got to make sure everybody is protected now. So now we wouldn't have women in the back with children in the back. We're going to move a certain way so that way we can defend ourselves and fought off any attack. Remember, this is the deepest group. So you want to still inflate your numbers. You want to poke your chest out. So here's it is right here. When you send out 186,000 men, and they in one troop right there, and they march you. And it's the reason why these were going after it, because they were the next biggest group. So you had your largest group move first, your second largest group in the back. So now you're looking at it from, man, they kind of deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got 200 in the front, 150 in the back. I don't know what's in the middle. And if you ever read it, when we're going to get into this portion, this moved in the middle of the platoon. This wasn't behind it. So it was 1, 2, the 10th meeting, 3, 4, and they were the last to move. So this is how we moved. We was in one line in straight order. And once we're done with this portion, I'm going to erase it and show you how we actually went out there and moved. But with an attack like the Amalekites put on us, it would have never been able to happen had we been organized in this structure right here. But since we were just moving all willy-nilly and just happy to leave the land, they can come stabbing people going crazy. But with this right here, it shows a different style because people don't try people that's organized. Prince Nat always goes over the story where he says that the police will come and they get on point, and the police will drive right by. You follow me? I'm keeping block out when the police come, they jump out, people start running. You know what I'm saying? So when you organize and you on point, it gives people a different perception. Because now they question how many people are with you. Is it just them? Because it's 5 people doing this. It can't just be them 5. It got to be somebody calling the shots. How big does this go? How far does this stretch right here? So the Most High made sure he gave us a plan so things won't happen again. We always want to learn from our mistakes. Some sheep. Well, let's start. Which tribe are we up to from the Levites? Merari. The Merari, the Levi. Some sheep.
The assignment of the charge of the sons of Merari were the planks of the tabernacle, its bars, its pillars, its sockets, and all utensils, and all its accessories. Some sheep. The pillars of the courtyard, all around in their sockets, their pegs and their ropes. Those who encamped before the tabernacle to the front, before the tent of meeting to the east, were Moshe, Aharon, and his sons, guardians of the charge of the sanctuary. For the charge of the children of Israel, any alien who approaches shall die.
Some sheep, which direction are you going? Just so I know. When I pick up, which direction are you going?
39.
No, which direction are you facing in the march? North, south, east, west? Read that over. Sleep out, family.
Those who encamp before the tabernacle to the front, before the tent of meeting to the east, were Moshe and Aharon and his sons, guardians of the sanctuary, for the charge of the children of Israel. Any alien who approaches shall die.
So this is the front. The front will be eastward. So with Don, Moshe, and Aharon and their sons will encamp over here. To the north, we would have the, what is it, Merariites? Merari, right? Merariites. Yeah. And who in their brand? Adult. That's it, just the Merariites. For the Kohathites, we had the Aramites, the Hebronites, the Uzzielites, and we to the east, we had this place, Tum Street.
All the counties of the Levites, which Moshe and Aharon counted by the word of Yah, according to their families, every man from 1 month of age and up, were 22,000. Yah said to Moshe, count every firstborn male of the children of Israel from 1 month of age and up, and take a census of their names. You shall take the Levites for me, I Yah, in place of every firstborn of the children of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of every firstborn of the animals of the children of Israel. Moshe counted, and Yah had commanded him. Every firstborn of the children of Israel, every firstborn male, according to the numbers of their names, from 1 month of age and up, according to their numbers, was 22,273. Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, take the Levites in place of every firstborn of the children of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of their livestock. And the Levites shall be mine, I am Yah. And as for the redemptions of the 273 of the firstborn of the children of Israel, who are in excess of the Levites, you shall take 5 shekels each, according to the head count.
You can start right there. A good point that Prince brought out to me is now the Creator is counting Levi as his people now. Before he said, don't count the Levites. Now he's showing you that he's taking the Levites as to his own portion now. So that's some understanding that we can get from the portion that he just read right there. Some shit, though.
You shall take 5 shekels, each according to the head count. And the sacred shekel you shall take, the shekel in 20 gerahs. You shall give the money to Aharon and his sons as redemption of the additional ones among them. Moshe took the money of the redemption from those who are in excess of the redemptions of the Levites. From the firstborn of the children of Israel, he took the money, 1,365 of the sacred shekels. Moshe gave the money of the redemptions to Aharon and his sons, according to the word of Yah, as Yah had commanded Moshe. Yah spoke to Moshe in Aharon chapter 4, verse 1.
We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 4, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yah spoke to Moshe and Aharon, saying, take a census of the sons of Kohath from among the sons of Levi, according to their families, according to their father's household, from 30 years of age and up until 50. Everyone who comes to the legion to perform the work at the tent of meeting. So when you began that priesthood, you was at the age of 30, and it was completed at the age of 50 years old. And this is to let you know, the Creator does things in planning. So you didn't just jump into this thing at 30. You had to be prepped. You had to get hone your skills before you went into it. It was my 30th birthday. Let me just pick this up and start doing it. I'm pretty sure they had a system set up where it was like, okay, you got to be prepared. You got to be ready. The same way we drill our children, the same way we have our children in Shabbat school, we give them tests, we give them things like that. You have to prove yourself. You're not going to ever go before the Creator. Just, 30th birthday, look. Woo! Instagram, I'm out. Let me put on the ZTs now. Let me put on my costume. It didn't work like that. You had to be trained and certified before you went into this thing. So just to let you know and get understanding on that part right there. And it reads on this side. This is the task that you have. So this is what you were coming into. This was the age that you had to do it. But this is the task that you have for you. This is the work of the sons of Kohath in the tent of meeting, the most holy, when the camp is sojourned. Aaron and his sons shall come and take down a partition, the curtains, cover from the ark of the testimony with it. So Aaron and his sons took out the partition that covered the ark of the testimony. Then it reads on this part, you shall place upon the target skin covering. Some places it might say badger skin, am I correct? But what is it? Is it really just Takash?
It could be goat as well.
Goat, it could be goat. If it's badger unclean, am I correct? More than likely, but it was waterproof. It was waterproof. So just to give you an understanding, because some translations may read badger. I think I read it in the Holy Scripture, and it said badger, but in this one, in the Stones edition, it doesn't read that way. And it reads upon this one, upon the table to show bread, they shall spread a cloth of turquoise wool and place it on dishes, the spoons and the pillars, and the shoveling tubes, and the constant bread shall remain on it. They shall spread over them a cloth of scarlet wool and cover it with a covering of tarkishin, which would be a waterproof covering. And in place it stays, they shall take a cloth of turquoise wool and cover the menorah of the illumination and its lamps, and its tongues, and its spoons, and its vessels of its oil, and which minister to it. And just so you know why this is a big deal, because the menorah wasn't that little one you get now. It was a big thing you had to actually lift up and took people to hold it. I believe, what is it? Is it the Roman sculpture that shows when they conquered Jerusalem and they took it up out of it? So that gives you the scale and size of how big these things were. So it wasn't just, let me just cover this up and go. You actually had to do it a certain way because this was a big item right here. And it reads on this part, 3 and 4. It reads, they shall place it and its utensils into a covering of tarkish skin, which is a waterproof covering, and place it on the pole. Upon the gold altar, they shall spread a cloth or turquoise wool to cover it with its covering of tarkish skin, and in place it stays. And they shall take all the utensils of the service in which they serve in the sanctuary and place them on the cloth of turquoise and cover them with a covering of tarkish skin and place them on the pole. So this is telling you basically how they would pack up the camp when we getting ready to move. It just wasn't just throw things in the bag or let's get a body. It's like you pick up your toys in your room. There's a certain way you do these things. These are holy articles to the Creator, and they have to be held with a certain diligence. You couldn't get them all, man. Just kick it over there and stuff like that. Same moving your mother's stove. This is putting in real man's work. They shall clear the ash from the altar. They shall spread the cloth of purple wool over it. They shall place it upon the utensils which they minister upon it. The fire pans, the forks, the shovels, the basins, and all the utensils in the altar spread over it, covering its target skin, and in place it stays. Aaron and his sons finish covering the holy and all the holy utensils and camp journeys, and then the sons of Kohath shall come to carry, so that they shall not touch the sanctuary and die, because certain people weren't permitted in certain places. These are the burdens of the sons of Kohath in the tent of meeting. I'm glad they used the word. I don't see burden in a bad way, but I see burden in a way where you understand that there's a diligence thing. Right. It's not just this is the job, because the job is something you just do. This is burden means I have to do this right. I can't mess up on this. This has to be packed out. This has to be distributed a specific type of way. So I don't see the burden as a bad thing, but I see the burden as a better word to use it because it shows you the diligence you need. Sleep out, and it reads on this wise. The charge of Eleazar and Aaron, the Cohen, and the oil of illumination and the incense spices, and the meal offering of the continual offering, and the anointing oil, and the charge of the entire tabernacle and everything in it, the sanctuary and its utensils. Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, do not let the tribe of the Kohanite families be cut off from among the Levites. Thus you shall do for them, so they shall live and not die. When they approach the Holy of Holies, Aaron and his son shall come and assign them every man to his work and his burden. But they shall not come and look as the holy of the inserted unless they die. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That right there, family, was Bamidbar, which is Numbers 1, Numbers 4:20. Hopefully, family, you got something out of it. What I would like you to take from it is this right here. We weren't just a bunch of people just moving all crazy. We left Egypt just a set of people with a mixed multitude. But when we went to fight for what was rightfully ours, which was given to our Father, we went organized. We went with structure. We went with rank. And this is the way you have to return to the Creator. Allegorically speaking, you can't return to the Creator the way you came in. They came in all over the place. But when you return and you're going to go to the Holy Land, you're going to go to the Promised Land and be part of the remnant, however you want to break it down, there's a certain way you have to be. There's a certain attitude you have to have. All these men here, I didn't read one time where they liked the person that was over them, where they asked the person that was over them. They just did what they had to do. And if you come back and if you return, because the rebels going to be purged. Bottom line, Ezekiel says, it's not my word, it's the word of the Creator. Ezekiel says the rebels will be purged. So if you a brother and you want to, they don't believe in this dude here, so I'm not taking orders from them, then the blame will be put to you. You're going to keep it moving. We don't have time for take census. Right. You're going to do what the Creator said, or you're going to be put out the way. The most I think is the evil out your midst. In the same way them brothers went down that was talking against the Dome Moshe, you're going to have similar disciplines, man, because when a structure like this, when you got men telling you, we can move out in this way right here, when it's disorganized, and you get a coward that goes in, oh, he with her, why he dating her floor? Oh, he used to sell this, he used to do that. That's not what the Creator said. So get you chiefs and get you princes and put them over captains over thousands and hundreds of thousands and tens of thousands and thousands and hundreds. And this is what you have right here. These men had to answer to him, no questions asked. And they had to answer to a Dome Moshe, no questions asked. And the Dome Moshe had to answer to the Creator, no questions asked. So understand, family, everybody has a role to play. I don't know which tribe you're going to be from. I don't know how we're going to organize this thing. But I do know this, we won't go home unless we organize. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
With that, family, we're going to close out in the prayer. And then announcement for a Rev Shabbat prayer service and Shabbat lessons. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's what you have to prayer service.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rukataya, Elohim Abotenu, Elohim Abraham, Elohim Yitzchak, Elohim Yaakov, I'el Hagadol, Hadibor, Mehadora, Elohim. Give it all honor and praise to you, O Holy One, the power of our forefathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Yitzchak, the power of Israel. Thanking you, Father, for being gracious unto us, O great King. Thank you, Father, for your mercy and for allowing us to come and even speak your words, O Heavenly Father. Thank you, Father, for choosing us among all people to give your holy law to you. Thank you, Father, for the mercy that you show those who are undeserving of it, O great King. Giving all honor and praise to you and you alone, for you are all in all, and there is no second to compare unto you, O great King. For thou art our all in all. Thou art the all in all, O great King. There's none like unto you. Giving all honor and praise to your high and holy name. Hallelujah.
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 Amen.
Amen. Told our family, once again, if you're watching this, you never come across this page by accident. It's got to be the Creator. Everybody gets this. Everybody gets here the same way. The Creator called you. What you do with it is up to you. As I speak, and I always stress, when you get this, Lord, you get this information, you're no different from the brothers and the sisters that was at Mount Sinai, because you have the same options and the same opportunities they had. Are you going to go forward with it? Are you going to try to live these things out? Or are you just going to fall by the wayside? With that, I want to thank you, family, for joining us. And we have our Rev Shabbat prayer service, which starts on day of preparation before the Shabbat. Friday, I believe it's 7:30 around sundown. We have our Shabbat service on one Shabbat there. I'm so crazy. A little tired. It's 10:30 a.m. sharp. Where we go over sometimes the Torah portion and sometimes we go over just what the people need. Tune in, family. Hallelujah. Praise be to this great King Torah, family. Most I will Shabbat.